Man, there are so many decks to try, but also editing to do too. I know you guys want some more decks to play through though, so here's what got me over the gold hump. Legends of Runeterra has finally arrived, and the metagame is definitely a little bit different and faster than most predicted. This has been a bit tough on our original Atrocity control list. Most popular decks right now require some different responsive cards than what we had previously used in our first version. Of special note is that most board wipes don't deal with hand-buffed minions, and spot removal like Vengeance is pretty overcosted when you're dealing with boards as wide as we're seeing in the metagame right now. But we will not be held back by that. I've got some very cool edits to the archetype of Atrocity control that I think absolutely allow it to compete with and perhaps even dominate the current metagame. Some of this list will look familiar to those of you who checked out the original Atrocity control video, but a big chunk of it won't. I still consider this deck to be the same archetype ultimately, as the core cards of our strategy, Ladros and Atrocity, remain the same. We're still trying to throw a big dude at the opponent's face. The supporting infrastructure is where we've made the most changes. Decks which leverage lots of specific combo pieces also require lots of card draw, and you also need many draw effects in any control list because you need to find the right response for whatever situation you're in. The first place I looked to improve our draw power was actually Key Guardian. Now, this card is amazing for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it allows for us to draw at burst speed, which is actually extremely useful in many situations. Secondly, our best draw engine from last time, River Shaper, has a pitiful body. By being able to give it barrier both cheaply and prior to its arrival on board, we're almost always able to draw 2 from our River Shaper. Because Key Guardian also cantrips, we're getting normally at least 3 cards for 2 invested, and we have 4 damage thrown into the mix as well. Key Guardian additionally allows us to do some other really interesting stuff. It allows, for example, for us to play Green Glade Lookout, which I'm discovering is an absolutely insane card that I'm surprised we're not seeing everywhere. Playing a Rasa on turn 5 or 6 is a huge blowout for most decks, and we can easily set one up. Absolutely no one is expecting it too, which makes it all the more potent. The Lookout can also turn our 2-turn combo into a 1-turn combo, if we find a Ladros quickly. The total possible mana in Legends of Runeterra is 13, and we normally need 14 for Atrocity plus Ladros, so a discount of 1 is big here. You might notice that we're no longer running the Undying. The meta is a little too fast for him to work in this shell right now, seeing as he can't block. Instead, we've put in Hapless Aristocrat. These are great against aggressive decks, and a great enabler for Rasa, which we've traded our Vengeances out for. Finally, I want to talk about the single biggest reason that this deck works against the elusive metagame, Shadow Flare. We have a tremendous amount of healing power in our deck, so the downside of taking a bunch of damage to wipe their board at fast speed and discounted from the cost of ruination is basically not an issue for us. It is also 3 less mana, which means we can bank enough for 2 denies behind it, which can be a difference maker. If we do have the chance to block as well, losing our things is often just not a big deal. Stalling is way more important, so even in those cases Shadow Flare's drawback isn't a concern. Okay, so how do these updates hold up? Before we find out, please take a moment to like and subscribe, but let's hop into our games. This time I have 3 back-to-back ladder games for you, and one of them features a face you might recognize. Okay, time for game number 1. I've been on kind of a hot streak with some of the changes I made after the first week of games, so I'm looking forward to hopefully having a few games go pretty well here. We'll see if we can take it home. This first deck looks really strange. Lots of champions. I think probably we can get rid of this Atrocity and Possession. Okay. Atrocity, don't need that yet. Keeper of Masks on a blank board is a very strange play. Okay, I mean, I think here, after this attack goes through, I'm trying to decide if I want to develop this River Shaper. It's definitely the most mana efficient thing to do, but we don't have anything to protect it right now. So hopefully he doesn't remove. Shadow Assassin. Yeah, I mean, let's see if we can draw into a protection spell here. It's not quite what I was looking for, but that might work. Let's go in with Shadow Assassin. Lookout's not amazing without one of our big drops in our hand. But we do have the box here for this Zed, so I think we're just going to hold back. We've got enough mana to deny as well if he's just got to deny, so this is probably a pretty solid response. We can also draw another replacement spell, save some damage. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't actually think about playing around that. Because it's a burst speed, we can't deny it, so... Honestly, I think we just box again. Like, Zed is enough of a threat that we gotta deal with him. Yeah, I don't think letting that Zed live would have been wise. We've also got, you know, so much removal in our deck, and there's a Shadow Flare, which, if he's going elusives, could be good. Seems like he's more of a bouncy control deck, but yeah, I mean, as I was saying before, I think we've just got so much removal in our deck that we can afford to be a little inefficient with it, so long as we draw more. That's annoying. I would have liked to go in with this guy. He might not have blocked, and we might have been able to get a free discount. Right now, I mean, next we just need to draw a big thing. Deny's not that. Yone. Okay. Well, this is a weird play. I think what I want to do, though, is I want to possession the Yone, and then it kind of doesn't matter. I think we're just going to give it back to him. We could go for a glimpse, but if we do, he's going to attack, and he's going to hit us for a lot of damage. Okay, I think we got to deny that. This is entirely just a tempo play. We got to buy time. Probably looks pretty weird. Normally you want to get the sacrifice on something you steal, but here we just need to survive for longer. I mean, he missed a whole turn of attacking there because of 5 mana. Seems pretty good to me.
They cannot strike what they can.
Calling strike. That's a little annoying. Would have liked to keep the life steal up on the board, but we should draw, I think. Neither of those are really what we're looking for, to be honest with you. Like, we still just kind of want to draw into a late game win condition. With 2 of these out on the board, if we get kind of lucky here and draw something soon, we should be in a good spot. Still not really what we're looking for, but we do have a really, really good Shadow Flare here. So we gotta go for this, I think. If he has Deny, we have one of our own, so he's not in a great spot. Oh, Will of Ionia is kind of interesting. If he was a really good player, he could be doing that to beta Deny, but I think we gotta go for it anyway. Okay, thankfully that pans out. That could have sucked if he had, like, baited the Deny and then denied our Shadow Flare after we wasted our mana, but we get clear everything, which feels really good. He's only got 3 cards in hand, too, so we're way ahead in gas. Kind of would have preferred that Lidris like 1 turn earlier, but this is fine. This is fine. Shen isn't exactly scary. I think we'll draw before we commit the Lidris, just to see if we can find something interesting. That is not interesting. This way, if he develops anything big, too, we get a free kill on it. And because of the Fearsome, the Shen can't block, so he's obviously quite incentivized to develop something to block lethal here. Oh, Captain Pharaon. Okay. He's got to block with it. Kinda gotta suck for him not to be able to use that 8/8 for damage. Okay. I mean, I think we just put ourselves on the stack here. He's only got 1 non-decimate in hand. I don't think it's likely to be Deny. Nice. Okay. Solid first game. Very impressed by that Shadow Flare. I love that card, honestly, in this list. I think it makes so much sense. But let's hop into the next game. I'm going to do them back-to-back. Okay, game number 2 has been found. And this is a very popular list right now. Probably some elusive, hand-buffy skew. Got the Braum and the Zed. Definitely don't want the Ladros. Ideally, you know, we want to draw there probably like a Rasa instead of that Ladros. Basically, that makes this Green Glade a much better option. And you'll notice we didn't develop that Hapless Aristocrat. There's a good reason for that. Basically, like, he doesn't do anything proactively for us. Man, drawing Rasa here is so amazing. Basically, even though they know that this card's on the field, no one plays around the Rasa being discounted. No one expects it. Okay. Well, I think we just get 1 more discount off. I'd love to get 2, but it seems a little overkill to try and be greedy here. We can just kill this guy with the Rasa. Like, we can kill the Zed with the Rasa next turn, most likely.
Water changes but never breaks.
Lifeblade isn't too much of an issue. Shadow Assassin. I mean, I think we just want to try and bait him into a block. Because there's no way he's playing around this Rasa. There's just no way. There's no scenario. This is kind of the best case block for us, too, because we got to keep our River Shaper. It's like minimal investment to get the Rasa down.
What form will the waters take?
And the crazy thing is, not only is it 5 mana, but we have deny mana to back it up. Oh, he's sinking stuff into it as well. Feels so good. What's he gonna do next? Oh my god. Oh boy. That's gotta feel bad. That's gotta feel so bad. To be fair, I do kind of feel like that was a misplay. Like, yeah, the Ross was great here, but maybe a stronger opponent wouldn't have made that play. Yeah, in any case, we are in such a surrenders. We're such a dominant position. There's no way that game was going the other direction. Okay, let's hop into game number 3. No way. Is this actually Freak? I'm pretty sure I've seen him in videos playing with exactly this name, so I think this is actually him. He's playing... Interesting. Okay, well, box is really good. Okay. I really like keeping Vile Feast against this deck in case of Fleet Feather, but also the early game, like Spiring Mentor style stuff. Sometimes you can get that kill on him if we're going second before he's able to bounce it. That can actually brick their hand if they keep the only 2-drop as an Avoiding Conspirator too. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and draw here. We're going to end up using the Vile Feasts when he tries to hook in our guy anyway. Might as well get the block off. This looks like a slightly slower variant than some people are playing. I know not everyone is running the Elder. That suits us very nicely. Yeah, let's get the damage while we can. Inspiring Mentor, but out of range of the next Vile Feast, unfortunately. Okay. His animations take so long. I'm obviously going to cut them for you. Okay. We're getting a lot of value right now, man. Good 2-for-1. Lifelink can be a really, really big boon in this matchup, because even if we respond to most things, eventually they can get to a position where they can be putting on some pressure. Yeah, I don't really want to attack into a 4-3, that's kind of annoying. Surprised he took the attack there. Kind of leaves us the ability to go for an attack with the River Shaper if we want to. But seeing as we drew the Green Glade, I want to go in even faster with him. Gives us the option to get this Litterus discounted. Okay, keeps him alive, huh? I don't know if we need more than one discount on Litterus. I'm not sure if the spells are better. I don't know. I think probably just more gas. We're getting kind of low on cards. So probably more gas is better than more ramp. We don't have Atrocity yet to make it a one-turn combo anyway. I mean, yeah, it's going to be one turn anyway. Okay, I don't want to grasp here. Yeah, let's not. I think we can hold out a little bit longer, and I just want to play this Litterus with our mana. Getting it down early is going to pressure him a lot. Okay, there's a Lifeblade. Kind of a better target for our grass, because now that we've had the Litterus play happen, we don't want him to gain any life and get out of range of an Atrocity. See if he takes any bait here. I think we can let him have 2 life. We're unlikely to draw Atrocity that quickly anyway. Now I think about it.
What form will the waters take?
Shadow.
Without Zed. Wish we had a box or something here. Maybe we can draw one off Shadow Assassin. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we need to draw, because I'm still kind of hoping we find a box. It's annoying. I don't want to glimpse, though. We need the blockers. I think we want to kill this on our turn while it sinks his spell mana. This way, if he has Deny, has to use it now.
Hang on, Zern.
Lifeblade of Arden's pretty good here. Okay. Oh, I mean, we're taking, I think, probably a lot of damage no matter what direction we go. But we do get to heal a decent amount of it. It's nice, at least. I try as much as possible and save these Spirit's Refuges for our big guys. Oh, shoot. We should have used this on the second one. We could have taken 6 more damage, gone down to 9, and then healed back up to way more than we're at now. We would be 3 health higher. That was a big misplay, actually.
What's that noise?
Yeah, that feels bad. We shouldn't have done it that way.
These are dangerous lands.
Well, now we know that his last unit is or last card is a unit, so hopefully he's not on deny. If we get the right tools here, he probably doesn't have good answers. I want to keep up our card advantage for sure. He can only really block with somewhat valuable things because of the fearsome, so I like this. I think we can take our time and get more gas in our hand before we even attack too. That's not really what I was looking for though. Yeah. I don't know if we can afford to attack with the Latris. That's the big challenge we're seeing here.
You're in over your head.
Okay.
This isn't part of the training.
Maybe we should have Vile Feasted that guy before combat so that he couldn't use it as a blocker here. At least we're getting a draw.
Gift from the river folk.
Okay. So that Atrocity is good. There's another one of those. Jeez. I think we should draw on his turn. I don't know, maybe not actually. If we weaken this by 1, if we hit a Withering Whale, we're in a good spot. We also just needed another blocker, because most of his things aren't elusive here, actually. See if we can draw something good. Maybe like a Shadow Flare would be amazing. Ross is not too bad. I think we can survive unless he has buff spells. I mean, even here he needs double back-to-back or something, so I think we're okay for now.
What form will the water
Wish we would have seen that Shadow Flare just a second earlier. I don't know if it's better to Rosso or just Latris here. Like, Latris puts him in range of dying, and we have 2 denies to back up our Atrocity, so that seems better, unless he has Rally. And we can always deny the Rally. So this just has to be better, right? Yeah, this is definitely a good play. Okay. Man, Freak emotes a lot. Let's see if he has 3 denies in hand. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Very, very nice 3 games back-to-back. That was a lot of fun. I'm gonna wrap up a little bit differently this time and talk about what cards you can swap out if you need to. Okay, so I want to handle this outro a little differently. This time, I want to quickly talk about what cards you can swap out depending on the prevalence of different meta decks. Firstly, what are the core cards of this deck? Well, I would argue that everything which is on screen currently should be considered core. These cards just shouldn't change no matter what. Everything else is negotiable though. If the meta is more spiders than elusive, well, we probably need more whales. If the meta is more controlled than aggro, we probably need a 3rd deny. The deck has been performing very well. With work being busy at the moment, I've not been able to play as much as I'd like, but the deck handily took me from gold to platinum with very few losses. I did struggle in the first week before I could unlock Shadow Flare, when the meta was even more predominantly elusives, but at the moment, I don't seem to be having too many rough matchups. Okay, thanks for bearing with me with this video's release. I got a ton of comments asking for updates to this list. Rest assured that as much as possible, I'll be releasing more content soon. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.